Hi, this is Azim Sahir, a human capital specialist. I wanted to personally welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We are really glad you are here because this podcast designed to inspire people to live a meaningful life and pursue their passion. Welcome to Eei Cafe with Azim Season 3. I give late look back at the lives and business of today's most important element with emotional intelligence. You will learn how emotional intelligence can be a key factor for your success in both personal and professional life. You will hear key life lessons and tips from most prominent personalities, business leaders, entrepreneurs, EI practitioners, and executive coaches from all over the world. Just to let you know, you can watch the video version of this podcast on my YouTube channel. So sit back, relax with a cup of coffee, and let's get into the show. This is EI Cafe with Azim. 30 minutes of valuable learning. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep improving. If you are interested in learning more about the psychology, behavioral science, and neuroscience behind employee experience, remote experience, and customer experience, and if you are looking to explore how we can bring more empathy and emotional intelligence into these fields, then this event is for you. The Eei Evolution Summit is one of a kind 5-month-long online event. Our summit days in October include speakers like Dr. Daniel Gorman and Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett. Yes, the global icon for emotional intelligence and emotion are part of this Eei Evolution Summit. You don't have to wait until October to learn more because we have organized a 5-month warm-up we are calling the EI Learning Launch. That's 5 months of workshops, talks, fireside chats, and panel interviews. On top of all these, the content from the 5-month program is on demand, so you can choose to watch it live and participate, or you can watch the recording at a time of your convenience through their online platform. So here is a special offer for all the listeners of EI Cafe with Azim podcast. You will get a 25% off when you use the code 25OFFSRI when you are registering for the summit. So log on to www.register.eievolutionsummit.com and enter that code. I have added these details in the podcast show notes too. This offer is available until end of June. Don't miss out this great opportunity to hear from the experts. So hurry, book your tickets now. When someone feels good, relaxed, proud, excited, relieved, or satisfied about something, that person is said to be happy. Feeling happy may help people to relax and smile. Happiness is usually thought of the opposite of sadness. Happiness also being linked to the better decision making, creativity, and more than that, we say success being the key to happiness. But researchers have shown that happiness could be the key to success. A very warm welcome to the show. My name is Azim Sahir, a human capital specialist, a Lego Serious Play facilitator, and an ICF certified coach, and an emotional intelligence practitioner. Here we are again, another season and another episode, 30 minutes of valuable learning. In today's episode, we are going to talk something really interesting. Me and you, everybody which is searching for, that is happiness. The question is, can we really pursue it? To discuss this, I have one of my own friend and colleague and a coach all the way from India who is an expert in this particular category. He's an author, international trainer, entrepreneur, Himalayan trekker, trained more than 323,000 business leaders and professionals in 19 different countries. Head of training for BNI India and executive director for Chennai. Personally created more than 1,000 trainers and coaches. More importantly, he reads 200 pages per day. Fantastic, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, let me please welcome Murali Sundaram, happiness coach. Murali?
Thank you, Azim, for that warm welcome. Thank you.
Welcome to the cafe, and it's a great pleasure and honor to have you in my show. Um, Again, one of the important topic everybody's searching for, isn't it?
Absolutely true. Everything and anything we do, we always want to be happy, right? Ultimately.
Absolutely. So only as you know, I gave a small brief. Everybody say we work towards happiness. We work a lot. You stress a lot. We get in depression certain times searching for happiness. In that line, only like I really wanted to ask certain questions which will be benefit for the learners. For your information, we have more than 150 plus listeners. Active listeners in this show are from 40 different countries. So
Wow.
the message what we wanted to spread out is how people can pursue happiness. But the question is, can we really pursue it? In that line, my first question would be, what exactly happiness, Murli?
That's $1 million question, and it's very, very subjective, depending upon in which area of your life right now and which timeline of your life right now going through. Because for certain people, money is happiness. For certain people, fame is happiness. For certain people, confidence and trust is happiness. For certain people, self-esteem. Some of us, it's awareness and spiritual progress is happiness. Okay, so again, it is very, very subjective, and it all depends upon what you really want in life right now, because after 10 years it may be different. After 20 years it's going to be different. So what is happiness is it's a subjective state of mind, if you personally ask me. In another simple word, if you want to understand in a very simple way, action is happiness. We can simply put action is happiness. If you take action, if that action takes you towards what you want to achieve right now, it gives you a feeling, a subjective state of mind of being happy. If that particular action takes you away from what you really want in your life, then you feel a little unhappy and sad. That's it.
Mm, fantastic. Uh, all right. So now you said about action, and when it's going away from that action, become unhappy. It so does trying to be happy can be a recipe for unhappiness?
Oh, absolutely. When you say that I want to be happy, you're subconsciously telling yourself that you're unhappy. So the other way around is because people ask me, because my name is Happiness Coach, right? So they always end up in asking, how the hell to be happy, Murli? Your name is Happiness Coach, your face is always happy. How can we be happy? And I always say that hey, you don't have to do anything to be happy, because you're born happy. Your foundation or the birthright itself is happiness. Okay. So look at all the children in the world. Look at all the kids. They're the most happiest people in the whole world. They have no tension. No, they continuously pursue from one action to another action, because in that action, they actually see true happiness inside them. But as we were growing up, somewhere down the growth path in our life from a childhood to an adult life, we accumulate a lot of dirt and negative beliefs and thoughts and ideas and perspectives, which is making us to, it's like a window. It was absolutely clear when you were born, you were able to see in a transparent mirror. But as you were growing, you started adding a lot of dirt to that window and you forgot to clean it up. So literally, you don't have to do anything to be happy, but you need to understand why you are unhappy, and getting rid of unhappiness will actually make you happy.
Absolutely. So, Murli, I really like the way you put, like, when we are a child, we are very happy. We enjoy life. We play around. You know, as you said, after certain time period, we start becoming very serious, right? And we search for the happiness which we lost, and we have seen a lot of posts coming on social media, putting that school day pictures, you're having that bicycle ride, and we asked the question, when did you have recently like this, right? So in that line, Murli, like, who's responsible for this change? Like, me and you also came from the childhood towards this particular time. Now sometimes certain, like myself also, like, right, we struggle to search for the happiness, right? Who's responsible? What is it? Like, is it the person, or is it the environment makes us become that person when you become adult?
I think it's a mixed activity of parents. They start installing certain belief inside you when you are a child. Okay, it starts with parenting. And then it starts with the school education system, the schools, the teachers, your friends, your neighbors, the society, the media, everything continuously starts adding color to your window. And slowly, you start creating an identity or an understanding of this is how life is. Oh, I'm seeing everyone around me are struggling. Okay, they have to work hard. I think all the parents would have said, no, you have to study hard, study hard, study hard. Then you will get a very good college admission. And then once you go to college, also again, your parents say study hard. Your teachers will say study hard. You will get a good job. And then once you go to a job, then everyone says you have to work very well. You have to work hard. Then only you'll get promotion. So in the whole gap, you have become an expert in becoming hard. That's what your parents, your school, your friends, your colleagues, everyone are teaching you. So it's environment. It's 50% is the environment, and the remaining 50%, it's your awareness. It's your understanding of who the hell are you and why are you doing what you're doing. Would you like to follow what the whole world is telling you, the 99% rat race, or would you like to go a little slow down, become more aware of why am I doing, what am I doing, what exactly I want? It's that emotional awareness. That's the whole objective of Eei Cafe also, right? To bring in more about emotional intelligence and awareness in human beings, because that is what the world robs from you, your emotional intelligence. And we end up in becoming unhappy. So it's two people involved, me and the whole world around me. Absolutely. For me becoming unhappy.
Yeah. You are correct. Like what happens as like the life stages when we go through. So when we see ultimately, when we look at when we are getting older, aged, still sometimes we see, right, when I retired, I'm okay, I'm relaxed, I'm at home, I'm going to do some CSR activities, going to help. But still, when we ask, are you happy? No, man, I'm really bored at home, They bring that element out, right? So where do we draw the line? Again, it might be an individual perspective. Getting into happiness might be subjective, as you said. But as a core, where do we draw the line, Murali?
See, in each and every mundane activity, can you just be 100% mindful on what you're doing? When you're brushing your teeth, can you just brush your teeth? When you are cooking, can you just be there with the dish, with the stove, with the vessel? If you're washing your clothes, can you just be there? Or if you're folding your bed sheet, can you just be there only with the folding? Okay, it all starts from there. That small, mundane, trivial activities of our life. If you can just learn how to be mindful of this particular moment as it passes by, that's the best gift we can actually give to ourselves so that we can always be happy. Because the whole world outside is going to continuously crave for your attention. The whole world is continuously going to distract you. I think it's our responsibility, individual responsibility, to practice simple methods, simple mindfulness, emotional techniques. Thereby you are here in the now, in the moment. And thereby you can actually practice happiness in each and every small, simple actions of your life. Great. Thereby, when a serious situation occurs, you become more aware, hey, this particular situation or an event is actually causing my heart to flutter, is actually causing my mind to wander, is actually causing a little more tension inside me. It's bringing more stress. Okay. When we are stressed, we make wrong decisions. Instead, during that stressful time, we need to become aware that I'm getting stressful. I should not. Okay, that's the whole crux of it, right? When you're actually into attention mode. But how do you develop that? Only when you develop certain simple rituals in your life of practicing mindfulness, being more calm, being more relaxed. So I think it's our individual responsibility to draw a line every single day. I keep telling this to all my students that every day, first 1 hour, can you protect your 1 hour? The first morning 1 hour, can you just protect it? If you can protect the first 1 hour from any kind of negativity around you, from the world, next 23 hours, you can always be happy.
Fantastic. That's something really strike my mind. Murali, one of the area, like we have where social media has been like ruling the whole world, right? Ruling everybody. There are people posting a lot of pictures, being happy, being successful. I have achieved this, I have achieved that, which is like they're celebrating that. But on the other hand, there are certain people looks at it. Oh, so and so has done. Look at me. I have not done it. I also need to do it, right? So what is this? Is it someone's happiness we are chasing it to become our happiness? What do you think?
It's a good example of what people are doing in Facebook and Instagram, right? So Facebook, you just change the word C to K and say it's like Facebook, fake book, okay? So people are actually posting only good things. Have you seen anyone posting anything bad that, you know what, I'm in a depressed state right now, see this? They don't post that about themselves. They may even post about somebody's problem, okay? But never about their problem, because to the external world, they always want to show only the good side of it, okay? And there are two things into that, okay? There are two situations. Number one, people who really loved that particular picture, that smile, that photograph, that partying, or the chilling out with their friends, immediately, if you are little aware, okay, it can actually stimulate your happiness events and memory in your mind, and you suddenly started recalling, wow, I also had a very good time with my friends, right? So the minute you see a bunch of friends having a partying photographs, okay, then you immediately think of that particular small memory. And that happy memory, when you think of, the human brain releases endorphins and enkephalins, the happy hormones, and it becomes a mood elevator, okay? That's the plus side of it. The negative side of it is, oh boy, why am I not happy? These guys are all partying out, and I don't know, I don't have friends. My friends have ditched me. And all these negative trail of thoughts also opens up in a person who always perceives everything negatively. So it means in that person's mind, if a day has 60,000 thoughts, more than 90% is the same old repetitive negative thoughts looping again and again and again. So that person has started observing the world only from a negative frame of mind itself. So it was not matching with them. So again, who is at fault? It's not the social media. It's again how I have trained my mind to see what is happening in front of me. You cannot blame the whole world. Okay? The world will always go in the way it is going to be. How am I going to respond to every event, situation, thoughts? That's how I have to manage it. So is it, can you still pursue happiness? Yeah, absolutely. The best way I always suggest to my happy community members is every day, why don't you post one happy thing in your life in the social media? At least you can spread happiness to others, because what you give more, you gain more. So I'm sure that in the last 24 hours, there can be at least one happy moment or situation or a thought or an event. Just go and share it in Facebook. That's it. Or in social media or on Instagram. Just share it. Maybe someone who reads that may actually become more happy. And don't worry about people who are not becoming happy. Okay? Because it's not about you posting it over there for somebody's happiness. It's you sharing your happiness, because whoever gives more happiness, they actually gain more happiness. So this is what is my take on whatever question you asked me right now. I hope that I answered the question.
Absolutely. Because we are challenged by these particular subjects, people start comparing. That's one of the cancer of your mind, right? When you start comparing, you feel very bad about yourself. I think everybody should be very happy about ourselves, what we have achieved so far, even a particular day, right? So in that line, I really loved your LinkedIn profile tag, right? Your mission to help and transform 1 billion people to become happier, energetic, lighter, and prosperous. Help. Can you share a little bit on that for us, Murali?
Thank you. Thank you, Azim. When I actually wanted to share happiness with the whole world, I tried to teach varieties of techniques, methodologies, content, knowledge. Everyone came, they attended these, the lectures, workshops, writings, and everything. And after 1 week, when I went back and asked them, hey, how is your happiness right now? Did you implement? No, 99% were scratching their head, because they were all knowledge mongers. They just want knowledge junkies. They were only grabbing knowledge, but they were not taking action. So I was always curious to know why the hell these human beings are not taking action. The name is human beings, but they are not beings. They are doings. They are doing after something or the other they are doing instead of being very happy. So I was always curious, why are they not taking action on the knowledge that they just received? And that made me to realize that there is a specific center in the brain, the action center in the brain. If that action center in the brain works very effectively, you will take action. You don't think too much on it. You'll take action. You will know whether this is plus or minus, positive or not positive. It gives you happiness or not. That's it, simple. So that's the reason I slowly moved everything towards how can I help people to take action. Because when you take action, you can actually become more happier. And to take action, you need energy. Without energy, you cannot take action. So I started helping people of how to build their energy through my breath at work workshops, and thereby taught them some energy techniques of how they can energize themselves. Okay. And when you start practicing some simple methodologies, you automatically become a little more lighter. That means you start feeling light inside. That means you don't, as you mentioned, no, you don't compare yourself with others. You're okay with whatever is happening. If something happens, very good. If something doesn't happen, excellent. So when you get that particular mindset, you become more lighter and lighter and lighter. So life becomes a little more easier. The burden in your shoulder comes down. So it's like a feather. No? You start floating around and flowing with life. Only then your mind becomes more poised. And when the mind is poised, your emotions are balanced inside you. And only then we can actually apply the intelligence that we have accumulated in our life to the best possible task in our life to achieve proficiency and efficiency and peak performance and whatever you want to do the best. Okay. Living your passion or doing your business or whatever it is. Then we become prosperous, right? So that's the reason I changed that. Is it possible for me to do all these things with one simple action? So I coined everything to one simple action. Is the only way I can get all these things done is by slowing down the number of breaths per minute for a human being. So I changed the whole mission in my life. Can I just slow down the breath of human beings? All of them are breathing 14 to 20 breaths a minute. I said, okay, so let me help 1 billion people to slow down to 8 breaths a minute. So that's the mission with which I am working. Wherever I go, whatever I talk, I end up in saying that, hey, if you just slow down the number of breaths you take per minute, a lot more magic can happen here. So thereby you can help yourself. When you help yourself and you become more happier, lighter, energetic and prosperous, that's the best gift you can give to your family and to the whole environment and the world around. So that's the mission with which I'm working, Azim. Thanks for asking that question.
Fantastic. In fact, I was one of your participants a few years back when you were in Sri Lanka, when you're doing that breath at work. That was fantastic. I learned a lot, and I practice those in my workshops as well. So thank you for that knowledge you shared. And again, an action item I have taken. Murali, just before going to the next question, I want to averagely, like as a normal human being, how many times the breath per minute they take?
Oh, per minute, an average human being is around 14 to 20 times a minute when they are not even aware. When they are aware, the breath automatically slows down, but 95% we are living in unawareness. We don't even know. So 14 to 20 breaths a minute.
What about in a stress or a depression situation?
That goes to 25, 30. Okay, not the number of breath. Huh? The minute you breathe faster, your heartbeat rises. I have seen people's heartbeat at 100, 120 a minute. That means 50% more. And when your heart beats like that and your breathing rate is very shallow, your heart doesn't supply enough oxygen to the brain. So your brain slows down automatically. And when the brain slows down, it again tells the heart, just beat a little more faster so that I can get a little more oxygen. And it's a vicious cycle happens, and the whole brain gets jammed. And that's the reason we get stressed, fatigued, immunity goes down, diseases. So it's like one roller coaster.
What would be a good tip to slow down our breath? I know awareness can be part of it, but something really practically as an action item for our listeners.
Oh, it's very, very, very simple. All you need is just sit in one place or stand in one place, whichever way you are. Okay. And then just put your whole attention to the tip of the nose and see for one breath without making your thoughts to wander. Can you just hold your whole attention at the tip of the nose? And mentally count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly breathe in. And 6 to 10 counting, can you just slowly breathe out? That's it.
Wow.
If you can just do it for one breath without your mind wandering, that means you have not missed the counting. That means your mind is still counting and your focus is at the tip of the nose and you're breathing in and breathing out. That means for the 10-15 seconds, you have just learned how to be mindful, how to be aware, how to bring your whole emotions to balance. There's a myriad of side effects to that particular one practice. If you have succeeded with one breath, go to the second breath. If you're successful with the second, go to the third one. That's it. So that's one of the most cheapest, actually free. There's no charge for it.
Absolutely. Free of charge. Now, the problem is when we give something free also, at least the person who's going to get it also don't have some value. It's free of charge, nothing impact. But I think you have a better impact on this particular activity, and it's directly impacting your pursuing your happiness, because you become more aware, more mindfulness what you do, and you will not start comparing, and you'll think of yourself, isn't it, Murli?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And it's as of now free. Since it's free, people are not becoming aware of that. Just imagine, just one day, maybe in the future, government starts charging you tax for the oxygen that you're breathing in. Ha! Then they will know the value of it. No?
Then it starts reducing breathing also. Right. So, Murli, my next question is, should we pursue happiness as a goal in our life?
There are two things to that. Okay. Should I pursue happiness as a goal? What can you pursue? Okay. If you have a goal in your life and you start pursuing, okay, there are two things. Either you can chase a goal, you can pursue a goal, but don't pursue the result of that particular action. Because if, for example, you have set a goal that I want to make this much money this year, and you start putting all your actions and habits and daily activities towards that particular goal. So enjoy each and every step towards that particular goal. The only problem is if I don't achieve that goal, what can you do? My teacher, Dr. Brian Tracy, always said, once you have fixed the goal, don't change the goal, but move the goal post. Always be flexible in moving the goal post, thereby you will not become unhappy. So you can pursue a goal, but don't get obsessed with that particular goal. If it happens, very good. If it doesn't happen, excellent, because the happiness doesn't come when you achieve the goal. The happiness is in the process of achieving that particular goal. It's not in the destination. It is actually in the journey, because in the whole process, you would have become a better human being in achieving that particular goal itself. So, and again, one more, looking at the other way of it is, instead of pursuing materialistic goal, can you perceive experiential goals? That means, can you pursue experiences in your life? Because that's another question generally I've been asked is, can money get happiness? Yeah, money can get happiness, provided you use the money to buy experiences, not a material object. The same way, if you create an experience, a larger cause, a purpose that I want to help 10,000 families, I want to create a 1 billion impact in the whole world. That purpose and cause may always give you the happiness. You may not reach 1 billion. Maybe you'll end up and reach 1 million. That's actually the whole process gives you that happiness, right? So it's worth pursuing a goal, but be very careful what goal you are setting, and don't get obsessed with that goal. If you are not able to achieve the goal, just move the goal post and enjoy the whole process or the step-by-step towards that particular goal. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Murli. So I think we are coming to end of time for today. So before I let you go, I want to ask you something. And because this is one of my key area in my podcast, because I want the listeners to, as I said, take action, practice out of this podcast. And I know I want to inspire people to live their meaningful life and pursue their passion. In that line, how can one pursue happiness? What would be one or two best tips you can provide to our listeners to start practicing towards happiness?
I have been following a 4-step process to keep myself always happy. I will just share that Bees philosophy with you and probably all the listeners. Okay, if possible, take action on all the 4 steps, or just any one. It's also okay. Bees, the acronym is Bees, like the honey bees, right? Because I always read this honeybee philosophy of how the bees actually take care of the whole ecology. They're actually collecting bee honey, and they're actually becoming honeybees, but the impact is they actually take care of the ecology, right? So applying the same Bees thinking, B stands for breathe less. If you can just breathe less whenever you get opportunity, or if you put effort, Maybe a little bit of daily effort is required till you get into an unawareness stage, also breathing very slowly and deeply. So when you breathe less, more efficiency is your brain and your mind, and you can actually derive more from this human machine. So the less is more over there. So breathe less. Number of breaths and how deep you take. Number one. Number two is eat less. That means you don't eat 3 times or 4 times a day. Okay. You don't need that much amount of food. Okay. 2 times a day is actually sufficient. And if you are eating 3 times a day, you are not able to practice twice. Eat only 70% of your tummy every time you're eating. So eat less. And then the third important E and B is expect less. Literally, don't expect anything from anyone. Just do your action and don't attach an expectation towards with the people or the situation. So, or otherwise expect less. Okay. So when you have less expectation, there is no suffering. Okay. Suffering comes with expectation. And the last yes is all about, can you serve more people in the world? Can you just go out and help people? Because when you go out and serve others, whether the other person gets the benefit or not, serving others is a self-therapy. When you save others, you actually become a better human being. You actually become more aware of who you are and what you're doing. So this is the simple beast philosophy I actually follow in my life. And if this makes sense, I would request the listeners also to follow any one or all the 4 in different proportions, depending upon the time availability and your acceptance availability of this principle. Thank you, Kazi.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that B's concept. Fantastic. I think I'll start with the B because, you need to act now, right? So that's one of the areas. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the time that we have for today. My key takeaway is 2. One is don't change the goal, change the goalpost. Second one is the B's. Yeah, I can start practicing with starting with the B. What are your takeaways going to be? What are you going to do differently to pursue your happiness? Again, thank you very much. My heartfelt gratitude to Murali Sundaram, the happiness coach. You can get connected via all the social media platforms. He's freely available. And please do see his post because he's sharing everything is in terms of happiness. So Murali, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, experience, and your tips. And humble gratitude from my end for joining the cafe with your very busy schedule and spending your time in the cafe. Thank you very much, Murali.
Thank you, Azim, and all the best to all the listeners. Thank you.
Thank you. Pursue happiness, disconnect the 3 C's: compare, criticize, and complain, and bring your self-awareness and gratitude to pursue your happiness. If achieving dream will bring your happiness, then go for your dream and passion, as your journey towards dream and passion will bring happiness to you. Practice the B's: breathe slowly, eat less, expect less, and serve others, which will help to pursue towards happiness. I believe this conversation was very beneficial for you, especially with your work and family life. Special thanks to Murali Sundaram, happiness coach, for spending his valuable time in the cafe. Do stay tuned in for the next episode where I'll be taking up another interesting topic in the cafe. Eei Cafe with Azim, a 30 minutes of valuable learning. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep improving. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Eei Cafe with Azim. We are sure to hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please do reach out to me. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the show, which is available in all major podcast platforms. You are notified when a new episode is posted. So rate it, review, and leave a comment and share with your friends. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you are leaving some great things that can help you in your life every day. Please do follow me on social media, Azim Sahil, and do write to me what topics and from whom do you want to hear it from. We will try to get them on board for you. Till till I meet you another episode checking out of the cafe. My name is Azim Sahir. Stay safe and God bless you.